Hello and welcome to Best of the Bottom, where bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. I'm Justin. And we are changing up the format a little bit here. But on this week's episode, obviously, we're going to start with the Bag of Doom. Then let's find out what this Florida man has done. And we will be reviewing Cayman Jack. And is the Bag of Doom doomed? Find out in this week's Booze in the News. Also, is your Japanese whiskey Japanese? And clickbait, is it useful? Find out what we think on this week's Best of the Bottom. And I need to find a smoother way to do this. But we like to start things off with what we call the Bag of Doom. Doom. It's in the shot. Get in the shot. Get in the shot. Okay, it's in the shot. But in this bag, we have various liquors that I pick up from a local liquor store. I walk up to the clerk and I say, "Hey, give me some random boozes." And they say, "Okay, sir, what would you like?" And I said, "It's up to you, man. Whatever you think is great." And then I buy those boozes and I put them in this bag and then we draw from them. And Diane, you get to draw first. And you didn't do it right.
I didn't do it right.
Oh, well.
We practiced.
We practiced, we rehearsed, and we failed. We absolutely failed.
Yeah, I just immediately threw that out the window.
Yes.
Bekarovka?
Da. And I've got, once again, Adelaide's Dreamsicle liqueur, and it's a coconut liqueur. Well, we often end up with these in the bag. Not too bad.
Herbal liquor. I don't know what that means.
Herbal liquor. So instead of a vodka, it's probably going to be a gin, because gins do herbal shit, usually juniper berries and stuff like that.
Gin does taste like a pine tree.
But cheers to shooters.
To shooters. Long may they live, God damn it.
Long may they live. These are pretty tasty. I dig these.
I have no clue what this is. It tastes like a gingerbread man. It tastes like
all you know is it's Russian, right?
Yes, I think.
Well, that's all that matters.
It tastes like cloves.
It's definitely a gin then. Gins have that herbally, clove, like piney, whatever scent to it. Usually not the greatest thing. I'm not a big fan of gins. I'm really not.
I thought it was cinnamon at first, but I think it's cloves. It's like a clovey taste.
Yeah. All right.
Not bad. Better than I expected, actually.
Yeah. Good. So, in this week's Florida Man, where's my banner? Florida man accused of stealing an ambulance and getting it stuck in the mud. That is what this man has done. But how? Why? I don't know. All I'm saying is with that lightning bolt, that man's got a need for speed. And he probably had a splinter, so what gets you to the hospital any faster than an ambulance? And of course, in Florida, there's lots of swamp. And, you know, where we're going, we don't need no roads. Bam. Need for speed, not needing roads, having a splinter. It's a recipe for disaster. And I believe that is how this week's Florida man found himself stuck in the mud in a bow lance. And that's not the first time an ambulance has been stuck in the mud. You know how many ambulances I've gotten stuck in the mud? 2.
I was like, is this a common?
I was about to make it seem like it was a whole lot, but I realized only twice when I was driving.
I was just like, shit, Justin. I mean, I believe it. It makes sense. But also I was like,
It happens far too often, especially in Florida. I don't know. I'm singling out Florida. Florida's just a muddy, weird place. You're full of gators, swamps, and weirdos. And meth. You can't have weirdos without meth.
I'm starting to think you can't have America without meth.
That's true too. I mean, meth is like homegrown, made in America, fresh from the kitchen. You know, there's nothing more American than apple pie and methamphetamines. It's true. It's true. It's damn true. Hey. Zero Cool 310. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for jumping in the chat. I hope you're having a lovely day. We're having a lovely day as well. Diane, what's your opinion on fucking what are we gonna call this guy? What was the dude from Cars' name? Lightning McQueen? Yeah. What do you think of Lightning McQueen over here?
I think he does like to go fast, obviously. Lightning
clearly.
So
maybe just
one
that one goes fast.
One of the only cars that's allowed to go fast through traffic, you know. I think he was just like, boom.
Joke's on him. A lot of ambulances are governed at 75 miles an hour. Ha!
Well, yeah, it didn't go well for him. He thought he was going to skip across that mud, but no.
You know, just a little too heavy. To be honest, though, ambulances do get stolen on a fair occasion.
Is it because, you know what? It's probably drugs. They probably think you got the drugs in there. So, he wanted to go fast, and also he wanted to go fast.
Well, there
probably
there are some narcotics in there. We have a little box that has, you know, the good stuff. So, you know, drugs, need for speed, splinter equals mud. Do the math, folks. Do the math. It clearly adds up. It's there. You just got to do the mathematics. But all right, enough chugging down my monster because I need to wake the fuck up. I am tired from last night. I was at work and somebody this is actually, I was working in Florida and somebody stole an ambulance in the parking lot of the hospital. And the medic was sitting in the back working on his paperwork. And all of a sudden the ambulance just starts driving very slowly down the parking lot. And he thinks it's his partner. He's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? We don't need to go anywhere yet. And then finally sticks his head through the little window, and it's some psych patient hopped in, all in the paper gown and everything, is driving off in the ambulance at a very low rate of speed. And so he gets on the radio and he starts freaking out. He's like, oh, I'm being kidnapped. And they're still in the ambulance. And they're like doing like maybe 2 or 3 miles an hour just in a circle around the parking lot. Just circling around until they just hit the curb and stopped. And they got out and ran back inside.
I mean,
once again, Florida. You think I'm kidding, man? I've been there. I've had the Florida experience firsthand.
I've been to Florida. I went to a mall or two, and that's all I remember. And I was on Adderall for the first time, and I cried so much. I cried throughout everything. Like it was my
Was it
like
because
I had
was it
just gotten prescribed Adderall, and mom was like, "Well, we'll take it over vacation. You won't be in school anyway, so if there's any effects, you'll be fine." And then I just remember sitting in church and crying the whole fucking time. And then we went to the mall and then crying for a good portion of that.
my thought is see, since you were in Florida, the birthplace of amphetamines, like
Mhm.
the amphetamines in your system, like it realized it was home and it got just emotional and overwhelmed, and it came out
Oh.
through the tears.
Yeah.
But Zero Cool suggests make all the ambulances standard. Nobody will be able to drive them. Yeah, that includes the people that are supposed to know how to drive them. You know how many of these bastards don't know how to drive standard? Well, anyways, let's get to our review tonight. Do you want to do the margarita or the Moscow Mule first?
I think the Moscow Mule is going to be better than the margarita. And I feel like I've had so many margarita tasting like flavored stuff that I'm trying to decide if I want to get that out of the way first or save that for last.
I'm indifferent.
I say let's do the margarita first.
Okay. So this week we are reviewing Cayman Jack margarita, and then we also have a Moscow Mule. I picked these up at Kelly Liquor. They were $2.69 where I got them. They are 5.8 alcohol per volume, and they're very Florida-y too. So bring your meth.
I think it's hard to mess up margarita flavor. Like
You say that, but I've had some really bad margaritas before.
I mean, like mixed, like that somebody served you, or
Yes, yes, and then sometimes some of the like, we bought one of these margarita things that weren't too good.
Yeah, but they all kind of have the same flavor. Like
That's true. Salt, lime,
yeah, like I
fake
know what to
tequila or real
expect.
tequila.
Yeah, I know what to expect with like a margarita flavor thing. It's not going to be great, but it's not going to be bad.
Zero Cool might be dating themselves, talking about they remember when wine cools were 12%.
What was the?
I haven't had a wine cool. We need to do wine coolers on this channel. We have not done wine coolers.
I'm legitimately shocked. I chose something of like such low alcohol percentage.
5.8, yeah. It's no Four Loco.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
the place I went actually had Four Locos, and I was like, "Hey!"
Only 38. Well, I'm 37, so honestly, I don't remember. But when I started drinking, I always went for the vodka. Why? Because it's cheap.
Yeah, vodka's cheap. Yeah. Somebody asked me like, "Oh, why is everybody drinking vodka?" I'm like, "Cause it's you
Have
can
you
get
looked
it
at the
for like
price? Have you
nothing."
looked at the price?
Vodka's the way to go if you're trying to get
Vodka is the cheapest liquor you can get. Because
just
I mean,
period.
you could find cheap, gins and whiskeys and all that, but it is still going to be at least $5 more than the cheapest vodka. Always. Like the Evan Williams is like one of the cheapest whiskeys you can get. It's still $10 for a fifth. It's like $5 to $6 for a fifth of vodka.
Yeah. At a
Cayman Jack
local
is a burpee
Walgreens.
booze.
which always makes me laugh because it has one of those security caps on it, and it's only like $5, but everybody be stealing the cheap vodka from Walgreens.
That is true. That is true.
The first time I saw those, I was like, "What is going on?" And then I realized, oh, the people
Zero
buying
Cool
them.
says Dobra, half gallon, $10. Is that a vodka? Because that sounds like a vodka price to me. Because there's lots of half gallons that are about $10 too. Because I think Colson's is $10 for a half gallon. Yeah, it says it's because so Dobra's a cheap vodka. So you got Dobra, you got Colson's, I think Popov, importers. All of those are like $10 for a half gallon. Dude, I remember going through lots of the importers and Popov half gallons in my youthful days. We'll go with my I was a I was a lad.
You're a rapscallion.
Yes, I certainly was. Whoa. I started a rave in the background. Oh, too fast. Oh. A little faster. There we go. Just playing with my rave lighting in the back.
I was thinking of a sick beat to try and beatbox, but my brain just went. Eh.
That's all you gotta do. That's rave music. So, what do we think of this Cayman? We've talked about cheap vodka, which we've reviewed, but what do we think of Cayman Jack? I think it tastes better than those Club Tails.
Oh yeah, way better than Club Tails.
Yeah, Club Tails had a very like syrupy, artificial funk to it.
Club Tails is rough. Even thinking about it makes my stomach hurt. Like, icky. I would say these are better, but I think these have less alcohol in them. Though.
Yeah, I think the Club Tails are like 10. That's probably why they taste funkier, because they're stronger. Because it's like Four Loko, you know? They taste funky AF, but they get you where you want to be. And then some.
Yeah. 2 Four Lokos. That's pretty good.
Yeah. 2 Four Lokos. That's 8 Loco. 4 Four Lokos is 16 Loco. That is more Loco than you can handle.
Yeah. Not bad, but not good. Like any margarita thing ever made. Not bad, but not good.
Zero Cool with his beach bum in the 20s. Dude, the beach is the best.
I've only been once.
And
it was freezing cold in December in Florida.
It was not freezing cold. It was slightly cold. It's Florida. It never gets freezing cold in Florida. And even if it does get freezing cold, just wait a few minutes. You can change it to your board shorts and you'll be fine.
Well, it was freezing cold for me coming from New Mexico. Expecting to go out in the sun, went in my bathing suit, mini skirt, and my Ninja Turtles jacket. And I stayed in my jacket the whole time because I was just like, there ain't no fucking way I'm getting close to that. And then seagulls. I just remember
the seagulls. Yeah, the seagulls attacking Ralph.
Yeah, it was magic. The seagulls made my whole beach experience. I couldn't get into the water. I couldn't do whatever. These seagulls attacking my stepdad. I was like, yes, this is the beach.
That's what happens when you carry French fries onto the beach. Anyways, let's move on to our booze in the news real quick. Beep, 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 beep. Booze in the news. First off, we have a booze in the news update for the Bag of Doom. I talked about this last week. I didn't do the regular podcast. I did Just kind of an impromptu random stream. I drank some terrible wine. I ate some hot chips and I puked. But I made an update because the week before we talked about New Mexico changing some liquor laws, and they were making some changes to some outdated things that I think were positive. However, those bitches decided, oh shit. Those bitches also decided to ban the shooters. So in New Mexico, you cannot buy shooters in the liquor store or anywhere else. You can only get shooters on an airplane, at a golf course, or certain live venues. And that's some bullshit.
I'm devastated.
Oh. Here you go. Louisiana stores, you can get Purple Passion. Nothing but Everclear and grape soda. That sounds like a rough night.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. I would love Everclear. Honestly, weirdly enough, I've never gotten overly drunk on Everclear. And I think it's because it has such a high alcohol content. Everybody's always like Everclear. Like,
yeah, it's like, ooh,
yeah, so,
Everclear.
Like nobody like.
So everybody pusses out and
like, because like we're barely getting bars where I live. And keeping bars.
Hang on. So this is going to kind of play into some of the booze in the news. So in New Mexico, it's been notoriously tough to get a liquor license for decades because Catholics. And so, like, New Mexico would only issue a handful of liquor license a year, like brand new ones. In order to get a liquor license, you have to buy a liquor license from somebody closing up a bar or going out of business or, whatever. And there are people paying upwards of $500,000 for a liquor license. So one of the good things that's changed is they've made it to where they'll have a tiered system. So you can have different liquor licenses and for different venues and everything else. That's positive. And you can also buy booze earlier than noon on Sundays. Once again, Catholics.
High five.
Oh, fucking.
Just back up,
delayed. Fuck it. That was terrible. But
honestly, I don't mind, but I also am like, hey, don't you tell me when I can get my booze.
Yeah, don't you take away the shooters. That's our fucking gimmick. God damn it. Oh, fucking gimmick ruining bastards.
Sometimes you don't want to buy a shit ton of liquor. You just want to get a couple shooters of whatever.
Exactly.
If they think this is going to do anything, we're still going to be number one in drinking and driving or whatever we are.
I know, because instead of buying a shooter and putting it in a fountain drink, you're going to have to buy a pint and put it in a fountain drink. It doesn't change anything. It just, because basically the whole thing is one of the politicians went into a liquor store, to a gas station, and saw people putting shooters into their beverage and driving off. That doesn't necessarily mean they're drinking. They could have been heading to the movie theater or something. There's lots of ways you're going to be sneaking your booze into places through a fountain drink. That's just the American way. America. God damn it. I lost my train of thought.
The movie theater, now that I've officially been to a movie theater where you can drink.
Yeah.
I maybe it is because I'm bottom class and I'm used to the old. I'm just like, I've been sitting next to somebody in the theater who had a 12-pack.
Yeah.
Don't know how the fuck they got it in there because it was a bunch of dudes. None of them had purses. So I just thought there was like a full 12-pack.
All right, hang on. I'm going to show you something devastating. Zero Cool was just saying. In Oklahoma, until 2 years ago, beer only had 1.3% alcohol in it. Jesus Christ. You know how much beer you got to drink to catch a buzz?
God bless you all. Your stomachs all probably hurt so bad for such a long time.
Dude, you probably
all the time.
You spend more time pissing than you do drinking.
Oh, what a shame.
But I lost my train of thought. I just had to point that out because I saw that 1.3%. That's like Utah levels of absurd.
Oh.
And I forgot to say real quick. Oh shit! I've been attacked. That wasn't she. Oh, Mallory knocked over. I don't know what his name is going to be. The other stormtrooper. Sheila's still fine.
Sheila's all we care about. So.
Yeah.
Sorry. Unnamed stormtrooper.
Sheila and I don't know. Fabio, for fuck's sake. I don't know.
Ronaldo.
Sheila and Ronaldo. There we go.
Bubba.
Ronaldo. Oh, and by the way, hello, Extreme. But yeah, so now that we have this this horrible,
no, I'm devastated.
This horribleness of shooters being taken away and stealing our gimmick and ruining shit. Well, first off, so we have until July 1st. So we are going to be stocking up. I'm going to be hitting up Kelly Liquor Store and buying like 24, maybe 50 shooters at a time. I'm going to clean that motherfucker out. So the bag of doom will live on for a little while. And then after that, I guess it's going to be El Paso bound to get the shooters.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's good. That gives me a chance to build a relationship with a whole new liquor store in another state.
That's true.
Because people like Kelly's know who I am now. And I think some of them watch the show. So, you know, those are all positive attributes that I'm going to go with. You know, it gives me a chance to expand my marketing beyond the local market.
Well, Bam. I mean, the liquor store I go to, their stuff, you can just grab shots. Like it's not behind a thing.
Oh.
So you might not. Depending on where you go, you might not have that.
Yes. Extreme is saying that some places were going to be 50% off for the week. Yeah, I was talking to the people at Kelly, and they were saying that they might be doing a blowout sale. They're trying to figure out what's going on. But I was told that if I come in there buying stuff in bulk, they will probably give me a discount regardless. I mean, I've already gotten a discount more than once. You know, I'm getting to be like Norm. I walk in there, Norm. That's not my name, but hey, why not?
You look like a Norm.
I could be a Norm. I'm about as big as Norm is these days. I'm a little hefty these days.
I know. I believe you're talking about Cheers, eh?
Yes, I am talking about Cheers. Look at that.
I'm also thinking McDonald's, though.
No.
I was like, no, McDonald's not big. And then I was like, he means
yeah. Cheers. That's the whole thing. Cheers. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, you know. Man, yeah. All right. I called myself out. I didn't give my age, but Cheers was a fantastic show, god damn it. And it ran for decades. It's still on Nick at Night or whatever. I actually went back and started watching Cheers not too long ago on Hulu. It's still a fine show. Holds up.
Yeah. I don't know very much about Cheers.
I mean, without Cheers, you wouldn't have Frasier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. I was like,
That checks out. That checks out.
that guy was in that. I do like. I haven't seen any really. I've never paid attention to episodes. Cheers was always playing around me, but I never watched it.
You missed out. Cheers was a great show. And now Extreme, who are not blaming McDonald's for my fattiness. We were talking about Norm MacDonald, the stand-up comedian. There's confusion all around. It's chaos. Cats living with dogs. I saw some more booth in the news to get to. So, do we have any more thoughts on the shooters before we move on to?
You may take my life. No, I don't know.
But you will not take my shooters.
I can't believe, like, I can't. Well, like, this to me comes out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah,
We've been talking about legalizing weed forever, but never once has anyone ever expressed to me that shooters were harmful or causing like this big of a problem. I'm shocked that all of a sudden they were just like, yeah, you know what, get rid of them.
Cheers was a lovely show. Cheers was a lovely show. Granted, when Kirstie Alley came about, it wasn't the same. It was all about Diane, but Cheers was a lovely show. Sorry. I just saw that and I had to point that out.
I know of Cheers because Kirstie Alley was in it.
Yeah. And honestly, Kirstie Alley wasn't the best part of the show. It was all about when Diane was on the show.
And then, like, Kirstie Alley was doing the fat actress stuff when I was aware of her. Ted Danson was on some kind of CSI.
Yes. He was
Didn't that one guy do the voice of the ham dude for
yes,
this is how I know my Cheers cast.
Yeah. And Woody Harrelson.
That's me dating myself.
Yes. Can't forget Woody Harrelson. What do you know Woody? Where do you know Woody Harrelson from? I mean, there's lots of choices. Zombieland, Kingpin.
I'm not sure who Woody Harrelson is.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I know both of those things, and I'm like, is he the tall, bald guy?
Yeah, he's the balding older guy.
Okay.
With the reddish hair. Woody Harrelson was the best.
Yeah, I don't know. The name is very familiar, but I honestly... Sorry. Forgive me.
Woody Harrelson's like the best part. He's like the world's... Well, not the world's largest pothead, but he's a real pothead. And Woody Harrelson was the best part of the show. The best part. Yeah, Woody's been all over the place. Woody's spanned the decades. He was in Natural Born Killers. He was Mickey of Mickey and Mallory fame. Of Mallory, come here.
Is that?
Oh, of Mallory fame.
Is that who Mallory is named after?
Yeah.
Mrs. Archer. I thought. Or Miss Archer.
Nope. Whatever. Yes, and Woody Harrelson is going to be play Carnage. He's going to be Cletus Cassidy and the next Venom.
So that fellow.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes.
I'm picking.
There we go. Now we're catching up. Okay, now we're moving on. All right, moving on. Now we finally got through Cheers and Shooters. So, is your Japanese whiskey Japanese? According to Vice, they say no. So apparently, according to Vice, only about 7% of Japanese or market Japanese whiskeys are actually Japanese. And some of these bottles go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they're only bottled in Japan. Only 7% are actually distilled and bottled there. The rest are like combinations of just scotch and bourbon that are bottled in Japan. And they put like samurai swords and Japanese flags and the rising sun all over the bottles, and it's claimed to be Japanese, and then jack that price up a shit ton. When you could just be buying fucking Evan Williams and Jim Beam.
I mean,
how many times are we breaking news about people passing off expensive liquors falsely? See, that's why you stay in the bottom class. You know what you're getting.
1,000%. I mean, you're still going to get there. Sure, the taste isn't the best in the world. It's not as smooth, but I'll be damned if I got, tricked into buying. I mean, when I was younger, I have bought booze for the bottle. Just like the fanciness of it all.
That's true. That is true.
And when I say fanciness, I'm talking about Kraken.
Yeah, there's a couple up here that I bought for the bottle, not for the booze. Like the Crystal Skull that's made by Dan Aykroyd. That's more for the bottle than the booze.
Alien, but that was cheap too. I got that at a gas station.
Yeah.
I have an Alien
liquor bottle.
I think it was vodka. It might have been tequila, but I think it was vodka.
No, the tequila is my little shooter that I have over here that's got a sugar skull. Oh, that's not it. But Extreme asks, how would you know? And that's just the thing. You wouldn't know. So part of the story is talking about is within the industry of Japanese whiskeys, they're setting forth a standard that in order to be properly labeled as a whiskey from Japan, it has to have been distilled and bottled in Japan. So the water source has to come from Japan, because part of what gives liquor that its unique flavors is where the water source comes from. Because like Guinness, from what I understand, I've never had Guinness in Ireland, but I've heard Guinness in Ireland tastes way better than Guinness here. And I think it comes down to the bog water, And honestly, I don't know if that one is a proper Japanese whiskey or if it's just bottled there. I didn't look to see, do they have a list of the actual whiskeys? But they're trying to set forth an actual standard now. It's not put forth by the government, but within the industry. It's like just like people calling stuff champagne that's not from the Champagne region of France. Same with like tequilas that are not made in the tequila region of Mexico, so on and so forth. But this one's a little bit more specific, as in, everything has to be sourced from there to get that proper Japanese whiskey price tag. And it also has to be, it has to age no less than 3 years, and it has to be over 40%. So you can't have this weak ass fucking 80 proof bourbon and calling it Japanese. It's got to be above that. Much like your absinthes are definitely above 80 proof.
Yeah,
and that's kind
is something that I like, that I knew. Like, you can buy some black licorice tasting alcohol that claims to be absinthe.
And it is not. And I found some of those. They have some of those in Kelly Liquor. I was actually looking through. They have some absinthe of various prices in there. And I think one of these, we're going to sit there I'm gonna get one of each bottle, and I'm gonna try it.
Is that
Yeah.
how cheap are we? Is that bad? Is that very bottom class of us?
Well, the whole thing is trying to figure out, is it the cheap one tastes better than the top shelf one? Kind of one of those things. Because whenever we do something expensive, I want to get the cheapest version to compare it to.
Okay, I feel you.
But that'll be at a
I
later date.
Oh yeah.
Because that's probably going to cost about $500 to get all of them.
Why
Maybe
don't we
even
just
more.
review all the cheap vodkas? That's like we could buy so many vodkas with
Oh, dude.
$500 just in
For
so many
$500, we
vodkas.
could buy half of Kelly's liquor store vodkas. Before we even get to the top shelf, we'll get like midway to the shelf, and we'll have so much vodka. I
Oh,
think we'd have alcohol poisoning before we finish the show. That's a lot of vodka to drink in an hour and a half.
yeah, I'd be willing to die during the process, I guess.
As long as we get them clicks, baby.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm not above vomiting on the thing for clicks, which I still need to cut up that live stream and put some stuff up because that was unpleasant, and hopefully people enjoy that.
I am so proud of you for keeping that vomit in your tummy as long as you did. And then when you puked, it was such grace in class, and just you never saw a thing. Your face, that was.
Well,
I don't know if
I'm
was a man who has puked in many a trash can in front of many a people many a time before, or just
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that situation.
just the pure majesty in class that is just apparent.
And I do believe there's some science to that. Zero Cool says that if it comes in plastic bottle, it's bad because it dissolves. The plastic dissolves in the alcohol, regardless of alcohol. Then, there's probably a lot of truth to that. There's a reason why most things are bottled in glass, besides the cool factor.
See, I didn't know that. I thought it was like just less expensive.
I'm sure there's that factor too.
Okay, so it's less expensive, and that
but because you can still
means that elite shit out of it.
Because you can even still get some of the cheaper brands still have glass, like Popov. I think the Popov or importers. One of them still has. You can get it in plastic or glass, and it's still the same price.
Yeah, you can get importers in glass.
And then I think Colson's I've only seen in plastic.
Yeah.
But I think Colson's is like Walgreens brand or Walmart. Do you remember when Albertsons had their own brand?
Yeah, I thought it was Colson's.
No, because they do have Colson's in Walmart. I don't know.
I'm not sure which one Albertsons is, but they have their own tequila brand. They have their own.
Yeah, and they used to just say Albertsons brand, and they changed it.
Yeah. Now that I know.
So plastic McCormick tastes bad, but glass tastes good. That is highly logical. But when you're just looking to get your kicks, you cruise down Route 66. I don't know. Sorry, just
I'll
songs.
Take, a plastic bottle of Dark Eyes any day.
It all depends on where you're trying to get.
Yeah.
But that's why you don't buy your expensive shit, because you know what you're getting. You don't want to be fooled into thinking you're spending, hundreds, thousands of dollars on some Japanese whiskey, and you're just getting a fraud. This is the key. There's a second story we've discussed where people are passing off some expensive bullshit and it's bottom of the barrel, cheap, bottom shelf nonsense. Bastards. This stuff makes me burpy.
Yeah, everything we drink on here makes me burpy. Actually, this not as much as everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know how many times I'm just throat burping through the podcast.
We were drinking, what was it? We're drinking some wine that wasn't even carbonated. And you're like, oh, I'm burpy. I'm like, oh, I think you're just a gassy girl, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, zutele. How far are you into your margarita?
I'm about halfway full.
See, I feel like this is hard to drink, and margarita flavor to me at this point is just hard to drink. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's because I've had it so much
We have covered a lot of margarita flavors on this
recently,
podcast.
but I am so sick of margarita flavors.
It's because it's like one of the most popular flavors in these type of beverages.
Oh, it's awful. They're all
Margarita,
awful.
margarita, pina coladas, and there's one more that's like the common flavors that's in fucking everything. Daiquiri.
Yeah, I was gonna say daiquiri or Bahama Mama.
Yeah, Bahama Mama. Even though none of the Bahama Mamas taste like a real Bahama Mama. It's just fact. Facts. Do you want to break into this Moscow Mule? Because we are, what's our time limit? We're at 48 minutes minus our lead and all that stuff. So let's try this Moscow Mule. And I did want to talk about one thing before we get to our debate on clickbaity things. And did you see that DMX is on life support?
Yeah, damn right I did.
Yeah.
That made me so. It's one of those things where you go, like I'm not shocked that this has happened to him, but I just hope. I don't know. It sounds like it's bad. It sounds like
Yeah, it does
bad.
sound bad. Yeah, it came across my feed on Google, but it sounds like it actually doesn't sound like for the reasons what you would expect. I mean, DMX has been a weird guy. He's made the headlines for the weirdest stuff, and not necessarily gangster stuff. Like, I don't know if you know this, but DMX is a very avid RC car enthusiast. Yeah. That man loves to build and race RC cars and planes and but like just RC car stuff. Big fan of it. And the other time he was in headlines is when he was impersonating an FBI agent. Badly.
Yeah, I know him for a lot of, like, I do know him for his music, but there's like, I also know DMX for his like reality TV show stuff and just his family life that has been put out there. Like,
yeah,
all that drama that comes with DMX, like that's why I'm like, I'm not shocked that this has happened, but I'm also like, I was really hoping for the best for him, and then I saw the news and I was just like, I mean, I'm still hoping, things.
Yeah. They still haven't necessarily specified what's caused it. They said it was an illness. I don't know if it's a COVID thing, if it's just a pneumonia thing, if it's, who knows?
Well, because I saw that it was an overdose.
Did they say it was an overdose? Or was that the last I saw? They didn't disclose what it was.
They said that he overdosed and he was in a vegetative state.
That must have been a more.
I hear the word vegetative, I'm like, oh.
Vegetables are not good when you're referring to a human.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard anybody coming back from being vegetative, but
yeah, I mean,
I hope, I hope. I yeah, that sucks.
It does. It really does.
I mean, I don't. I've never always agreed with DMX's.
Philosophies.
Yeah, but he is one of my favorite rappers.
Yes, I enjoy the music very
Yeah.
much so of the old DMX. But yeah, that kind of surprised me a little bit. Not like surprising, but kind of like was, well, I'll be fucking
Yeah,
damned.
well, because you don't hear DMX is one of those rappers where you don't hear anything about him, and then all of a sudden you hear everything about him.
When somebody's impersonating an FBI officer, he's got family drama. He's a RC car enthusiast. Just random stuff just happens, and this is probably kind of one of the most random, not quite expected situations. But we wish the man well.
It's kind of like a Courtney Love.
Eh.
It's like you don't hear anything about him. Then when you do hear stuff, it's never good. It's they said something stupid or fucking did something weird. I would say DMX is.
Oh, I tried the mule. Did you try it?
No.
I just took a sip.
I didn't even. What's it taste like?
It's gingery as fuck. It's a ginger lime.
Because I had no clue what a Moscow Mule is. I instantly thought of a White Russian, and that's what I was kind of expecting. And the fact that it's not that, I'm kind of sad.
Well, normally it comes in a copper mug, and it's like ginger, lime, and I think club soda with some vodka.
Yeah, that tastes like something that could use some sediments or copper.
I'm not sure how I really feel about either one of these.
I would take the Moscow Mule at this point.
Yeah.
But I think it's only because I'm so sick of margaritas.
I know that's Moscow Mules is Otis's drink of choice whenever we're at the bar.
Good for Otis.
every time we're out there at a show, he's drinking his Moscow Mules, man.
Oh, that's not bad.
The man knows what he likes.
I feel like my what was it? Bekarovka?
Yeah.
Bekarovka? Would have been good in there.
Yeah. That probably would have blended pretty well.
It's pretty tasty. But also it's another lime drink. I was expecting this to be something other than lime. I didn't read the things. I just saw Moscow Mule and then I saw margarita. I was like, cool, too.
Yeah, that was my thought. Is there's two of them. That's what I grabbed. So clickbait, eh? That's my transition. Clickbait, eh? I was thinking about this because, I've been falling down lots of rabbit holes. So I've been down a North Korea rabbit hole. I've been down a wood turning rabbit hole. I've been down the Nickelodeon rabbit hole, which you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I think that's worse than the North Korea rabbit hole. I've been down so many YouTube rabbit holes in the last few weeks.
Have you been looking up that Dan Snyder? Is his name Dan Snyder?
Yeah, I've already gone through the Dan Snyder stuff and the Amanda Bynes. I've been through all of it. I've been through all of it. We discussed a little bit of some of it. That's what led me to Shane Dawson, actually. And I've fallen down all the other rabbit holes of all the YouTubers that have been doing sketchy, horrible things to minors over the years. But I was thinking about it because so many of these rabbit holes get started by a clickbait article or a posting or a thumbnail. Like, there's one place that keeps posting all these like top 10 celebrities that have done this and this. And like one of their things was talking about top 10 celebrities that are still in jail. And they show a picture of Robert Downey Jr. in his prison outfit from years ago when he got arrested and all that. And my whole thing is like, it was saying like top 10 celebrities are still in prison. And I'm like, Robert Downey Jr. is not in prison right now. This is old shit. You know, it just, and it kind of gets frustrating because, you know, I get so irritated with clickbaity articles and stuff. But at the same time, I understand why it works because I look at the numbers on those motherfucking clickbaiting things. Everybody bitches about it, but everyone still clicks on it. Everyone still clicks on it.
Like I always wonder because there's I don't the girl who played Precious, Gabrielle Sidibe or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I go to any website and there's always a picture of her and then like see what she looks like now. She's so skinny. And then like cuz I don't bother. Like if I see anything like that with a celebrity, I'll type in the name and just be like, well, if I'm that interested to click on this, I'll type in the thing and see what shows up.
Because half the time you click on it and they're not even in the article.
Yeah, so I was just like, if I'm curious to see what this person looks like, I'll just type in the name and see what's up. And I've done that I don't know how many times because I'm just like, it's been happening since she's been Precious pretty much. These people just do this. And I'm like, can she sue these people? Can she be like, hey, fuck off, stop using my shit?
Because I think that's kind of the problem is people just start doing all this random ass shit. That's why I titled this I
would be so fucking annoyed if people kept being like, oh, I thought you lost all this weight or whatever. You still look the same. Like I would be annoyed that somebody's using my picture and then pretending like I lost weight to like, I don't even know what they're even trying to like get across, but it's like,
because you get the clicks and those clicks equal advertising dollars. That's what it is. That's part of the reason why I called this podcast is called I couldn't think of a clickbait title.
I just yeah, but it's like, I mean, I guess it doesn't bug her, but I would be like, okay, stop posting all these pictures. Like, because first of all, it implies that like the fact it's Precious, you know. I would be like, I get it. I need to. It would be annoying to me. I know I'm a big gal. Stop posting all this shit of me. Like I've lost all this weight. Look at me now.
Yeah.
Like that would not be attention I would want.
No.
But I'm just like, nobody has a problem with this shit popping up. Like, is it like so far down in people's radars or? But I would be like, fuck that, dude.
I think part of the problem is like if you were trying to sue everybody that doesn't, because a lot of them aren't even necessarily based in, you know, the countries that people live in, and it's a whole different thing trying to sue people internationally and all that stuff. Like, that's why the Sun is such a piece of shit. Like a newspaper in the UK, they've posted all kinds of outlandish shit, and people have tried to sue them, and it just becomes a whole issue. And I just my thought on clickbait is I get why people do it because I'm trying the best I can to monetize us and make a little bit of money. And we've made, you know, some pennies compared to what everybody else does with these fucking clickbait things.
I think I'm petty. Too petty. Because I see stuff like that and I go like, because there's people I watch on YouTube. And if the screen thing is too clickbaity, I'm like, I'm not going to watch because you're going to be talking about jack shit.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to the point, like if there's just titties blasted on the thing or like whatever, I'm just like, you have nothing to say. So I have no time to deal with your bullshit. Like
titties on a thumbnail almost always means it's horseshit.
Like I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, your clickbait means it's going to be nothing. So I don't bother. Unless it's somebody's like, I don't know, support for them using that person's titties as clickbait. I don't know. Like, I don't.
Breast cancer awareness.
I don't know, but it's like, I don't like, or
I
if
think
like somebody looks like they're crying or doing like certain things, I'm like, I'm not clicking on your shit because I know I'm gonna click on this and it's gonna be nothing.
I
If the
think
title is vague and the picture is vague
I think for this thumbnail, I'm just gonna put
or
some
telling.
titties, fake whiskey, and some other shit. Just some random fucking shit. And see, dude, I'm gonna be so mad if I put a bunch of stupid shit on there. Like, just like it's gonna be just a random pair of boobs that I find on the internet, and they're gonna be cut off at the head, so you can't even tell whose boobs they are. Just gonna be jugs in a thumbnail, and then like some random shit, and then it says fake whiskey. That's gonna be the thumbnail for this fucking episode, just to see as an experiment.
Because don't get me wrong, dude. I love boobies and all that stuff as much as the other person. I love the drama. I love all that stuff. But if your thumbnail is telling me all that off the beginning, I'll just take that in and pretend your shit don't matter. Like I do not. I do not. If your thumbnail is over clickbaity, I can't be bothered.
I mean, you look at the numbers; they got like 1 million fucking subscribers, bastards. But I do find it funny too. Is like, so there's like some people that I do follow that, like, they'll have their articles that kind of some dramatic shit happens in wrestling, or they post some stuff, and people start saying, "Oh, this is clickbait," blah blah blah, and it's like, not really, because they still talked about what they were talking about. It's a whole different thing. I think clickbait has just taken over the interwebs too excessively, so it ruins everything. That's how you end up with fake Japanese whiskey. It's all for the clickbait and the fake news.
Definitely. I mean, I don't know. I do think it works, but I do think to some degree, and for certain channels, I can see it being harmful.
Yes. Like, and the ones that are the worst about it is always the celebrity news. Those are always the worst about it. Because the celebrity news, like, part of that comes from like the Inquirer and all these gossip, tabloids and everything, except for Weekly World News. They're the greatest, they're the only world's reliable news source. All of them are just trash. They just make up stuff. They don't go after the real articles. It's just nonsense. Weekly World News is the only legitimate one out there. Which, by the way, I just wanted a little side note. They are making their first print. It's going to be all their greatest covers. It's $20. You can find it at their website. I'm going to be buying mine here soon, and we'll be discussing it later on. But yes, Weekly World News is slowly getting their stuff back out into print. I just want to give a little update, from our friends over there. Greg, I hope you're doing well. Congratulations. I'm glad you guys are getting back into the swing of things. Anyways.
To Greg. And Bat Boy. And
and Bigfoot.
Yeah, that guy.
But yeah, I would say it's all the tabloids' fault that started all this. Extreme is finally going to go to bed. It has been over 24 hours since you have last slept.
It is well earned.
It is well earned. Get your funky ass to bed. And thank you for popping in and joining us on this random ass wild ride of an episode, which is called Best of the Bottom, which I'd say most of our episodes are, because we're wild and crazy peeps. Can't say wild and crazy guys because there's only one guy. Wild and crazy guy and gal. I don't know.
My stepdad's last name is Guy.
That's true. Thank you much. Good night and good news.
Good night. love you. Thank you.
But yes, it all comes down just to the whole tabloid mentality that's just fed into the internet, and that's why you get all these clickbait bullshit, and it annoys the fuck out of me. And honestly, the reason why it annoys me the most is because of how much money these fucking bullshit people are making.
Well, it's like I follow this one YouTube channel, Squirmy and Grubs. I'm giving him a shout out.
Okay.
And I love him to death. It's a what do you call it? Would you call it an inter-handicapable relationship? How would you say that? Somebody's,
I don't know.
I mean, handicapable, and then somebody's just capable. I don't know what you say. But I love them as people, and I think but they do clickbait shit all the time, and I can't be bothered.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't be bothered. I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, I know this is going to be nothing, and I'm glad you all are okay, but stop pretending you're not okay to get the clicks. I just can't be bothered. That stuff just makes me like, I mean, it's already like a heartwarming kind of situation. And I don't do well with heartwarming stuff. And then you're doing clickbaiting on top of my heartwarming. I'm just like, no, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Get out of here. Either be the wholesome thing I need you to be, or be clickbaity. That's what I think every time with them. And I'm not like I don't really care. I think they're doing it the best they can. I say good on you. I'm sure their clickbaity stuff gets them all kinds of views, and they deserve it. But
I'm sure
I will not be watching.
I mean, honestly, some of the times I worry about accidentally making something clickbaity because we talk about so much random shit on this podcast. Like our Utah UFOs and other unbelievable things is probably our highest viewed podcast. I think we're approaching 600 views. And my problem is I was a little worried that it was gonna come off clickbaity, but you know what? We talked about our random ass shit, and my UFO rabbit hole. It was another fucking rabbit hole that I went down. That one encompassed Hulu and fucking the internet. That was a massive rabbit hole. That was turning into a fucking wormhole that sucked in my entire existence while I was COVIDed. I mean, I started coming up with my own conspiracy theories on it. But I don't know. And honestly, I would have kept going with like maybe a paranormal theme, but my problem is I ain't got that much to go with. I'm not a paranormal type of person, you know what I mean? I don't follow all the paranormal shit. So it's hard to do a show that's always about paranormal on a regular basis.
I mean, that's why also though why most paranormal shows are fake as fuck. Because you can't. That's even if things are paranormal. I believe in the paranormal, but I don't believe it can be captured on a weekly show.
Oh, fuck no.
But
you don't expect a ghost to go on your prime time schedule?
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works. But
and I mean, we're living in a paranormal fucking decade here, man. Shit's been as weird as it could possibly be. And that shit still ain't happening on a weekly basis. We've had monoliths, pandemics, fucking weird spacecraft looking things. I mean, shit's been weird.
Do you know what I saw that made me think maybe times are changing?
What?
I saw a woman pick a wedgie like with such ferocity and such
That's paranormal as all fuck.
such. I was in the hospital parking lot. I would say she was Gen Z to millennial.
Okay.
In
Okay.
age. And I was just looking out the window, saw her getting out of her car. She did the thing where she pulled the back of her legs, like her pant legs, down. That didn't work. And then she pulled one, she pulled the other, that didn't work. Then she just yeah, and then that didn't work.
Get
And then
over here!
the other side. And it was like, because I was staring, and the first thing I thought was like, dude, COVID times, you're about to walk into the hospital. No. But then the more I watched as this woman just did her best to get her pants and undies out of her ass crack, I started to realize that we all have wedgies. And
that they need to be removed at times.
And they do need to be removed. And I'm the type of person where if I don't get it with that first, adjustment, whatever it is, whether it's a leg shimmy or whatever the fuck it is, we're done. If we're in public, I've already brought
this is my life now.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm wedgie girl.
I've already brought too much attention to myself. I'm done. But this lady just kept going back, and I went from disgusted to, oh my
inspired.
God, yes, that woman's my fucking hero.
When disgust turns into inspiration, you know this is a new decade.
I was, you know what? Like, maybe I'm being shitty. Maybe I'm misjudged. And I was like, if there was ever, because at first I was like, nobody wants your hands up your butt while you're, COVID times. I don't know if poop is necessarily the thing, but we ain't even trying to breathe on each other. Nobody wants your.
We've already gotten past the Ebola craze. That was so 2018.
But most places you go, there's like hand sanitizer fucking there, especially in the hospital. Like,
there is hand sanitizer aplenty. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure if I step outside, some hand sanitizer is gonna fall and hit me in the face. It's everywhere.
I just realized
it's gonna rain hand sanitizer before too much longer.
This woman, late teen, had the right idea.
Look, man.
I was just like, you know what? She's my hero. She's my hero. We all get wedgies. Why am I so conscious about it? This woman's digging in her ass, and I also understand. I'm watching her, and I'm like, you tried the leg shaking. You tried the whatever. You know what? Get in there. That's what you need to do.
Life is too short to have your underwear bunched up your ass.
It is.
Life is too short to live that way.
And I was just like, this woman. She speaks
inspiration
for all women. This woman. Like, I just, I put my judginess away and went, you know what? Good on you. God bless.
Proud of you.
Fuck yeah.
Put an extra pump on that hand sanitizer and bam, there you go. Life is good. Life is good. But I think that's all I got for this podcast. Do you have any more clickbait, wedgie, shooter, any other side notes to put out there? Anything exciting to discuss?
I have nothing exciting. It's just random things that you'll probably go, oh, and then we'll move on. Like, I found out I missed a whole character playing Dragon Age 2.
Oh.
Yeah. I missed him twice. I played through the game twice, missed him twice. And then I found out because I saw an article and it said, like, Dragon Age 2 characters ranked best to whatever, and there was an extra dude who I'd never fucking heard of in my whole entire life.
One of the best.
So yes, he was. He was. If he wasn't, there was a downloadable person and this guy, and I just missed him.
Entirely.
Yeah, and I'm shocked. I missed him twice. Missed him once, I understand. Twice, I can't believe it.
Mm. See, that's why you need to play games like I do. You need to get in there and adventure and find every little nook and cranny. I mean, you've seen how I play
Yeah.
We Happy Few.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many days have I been playing We Happy Few?
I don't know.
It's been a long time. I don't know if I'm gonna play tonight, but I've gotten through. I'm playing as Sally, and her character is much more challenging than Arthur. But yeah, I like to find all kinds of shit. It's funner that way.
Well, I went back to play Dragon Age 2 again so I could download it to play Dragon Age 3 again. Because it has like well, save your shit. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then play the third one last time. And then I played the second one. Then I found out I missed a character. And I was like, fuck, I don't think it matters going into the third game. Because I don't think that character exists in the third game. But I was just like, God damn it. I just got done with this game. And now I have to go back so I can get this character. So I can finish this game. Because I thought there was very little choices for straight females.
Yeah.
And then I found out, oh, it's because I missed a whole nother dude. So cool.
All right. Well,
and also, yes, you should watch Justin play We Happy Few or any other games he plays because he does do a damn good job.
I get way into it. We Happy Few, Jedi Fallen Order. I try to be one of those 100%ers. I try to find every little thing that I can. You know, it just pays off in the long run. Makes your character stronger. You kick more ass. You find some cool little secret things, and it's fun to just fuck with people in the game. And that is my favorite thing to do in any of these adventure games. Like We Happy Few, I love throwing rubber ducks at people. It's great. It's great.
Yep, that feels like something that was made in that game for you. I never even fucked with the rubber ducks. I was just like,
I throw the rubber ducks.
Be bothered.
And then there's all these different darts you can throw at people. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I discover new things in that game every day.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that. Like,
it's glorious.
I love watching you play because you do We Happy Few you do it a honor.
It's a great game. It's a great game. Well, we're going to bring this to a close. You can find us at paracoproductions.com. We'll have links to all our social medias, all our different channels. You can find us on the YouTubes at the Paraco Productions channel. You can please like, share, subscribe. We are still trying to sort out some different channel rewards here on Twitch. On the Bottom Class channel, at some point, we want to try to get to a certain amount of subscribers, either 50, 75. When we get to that amount, we're going to do a live stream, 40 ounces to, Edward 40 hands. And we got to sort out the details, come up with some shenanigans with that. So if you give us a subscribe, once we get to whatever number, we're still going to discuss some of those things. We still got lots of stuff to work out. Like I said, Paraco Productions at paracoproductions.com. You can find all of our social medias there, TikTok, Instagram, everything's right there. Like, share, subscribe. Come join the family. We love you. And then also, you can find just the audio versions of this podcast at bestofthebottom.podbean.com. You can find just the audio versions if you want to listen to us be stupid as hell as you drive to work or whatever you want to do. You can listen to just the audio versions there. And like I said, we're live every Monday night right here on twitch.tv/bottom class. You can jump in, join the chat, We love to interact with you guys and have lots of fun, build this channel, help us grow, and just join this family. Just bring it in. Bring it in. But that has been Best of the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
All right, now I'm going to find somebody to raid real quick. Just for... That was our little ending for the thing, for the Twitch. Let's raid. You know, I'm going to raid Steven Larson again because it got us a follow last time. So we're going to raid somebody that's got plenty of people, but I like Steven Larson. They're a wrestling channel. They're great. I like to interact with them. So we're going to raid them again.
Do you see my judging face?
Yes, I do.
Okay, carry on.
That, and there's not that many people that are, well, I don't know. We're going to raid them. Hopefully it benefits us kind of situation. So Steven Larson, I think they're doing the Monday Night Raw review if you're into that sort of thing. So goodbye. And
bye, thank you.
Rating in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and peace. There it goes.
I was like,
tastes pretty good.